Rigel, and we're here at the Chancery.
It's not that great.
And that is Caitlin holding the camera. She's gonna answer the questions this week because I wasn't in that many relationships, so she's helping me out.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm friends with Rajal, and I've been in tons of bad relationships. I mean, like, just way too many, you know? So she's gonna ask me some questions, and I'm gonna do the best that I can to answer them, and then, you know, maybe we can all avoid bad relationships in the future, but that's really not likely. Okay, what do you got for me?
Have you ever been in a bad relationship, and why? And how do you know it was bad?
I've been in some bad relationships, and I think that we all know when they're going downhill because they feel unhealthy. You're lying to your partner is lying to you, there's fights, things don't feel right, there's a lot of really great ups and really bad downs. And I think that unhealthy relationships, I mean, they really are kind of like a crappy roller coaster ride. You know, you're fighting and then you're making up, and you're like, we all hate fighting, but you know, it's like the making up part that's it's like the best. So I mean, there's a lot of that, fighting and making up, you know, or fighting and screwing. It's like what people usually do. Yelling and screaming, going through like the year-long breakup where like you're breaking up with each other and then getting back together, and then breaking up with each other and getting back together. You're complaining to friends, you're crying all the time, you're not acting like yourself, you're desperate to keep the relationship together even though it's falling apart. And those are all symbols of an unhealthy relationship. At least they were for me. There are other more serious symbols of abuse. Either physical abuse, you're physically harming someone or someone is physically harming you, or mental abuse where someone's telling you, you're in a relationship with a person and they're telling you, you're never going to do any better than me because you're a piece of crap. I mean, that's a form of verbal abuse. And so, I mean, those are more extremes of unhealthy relationships. Then you just have your basic where, you know, fighting all the time, and that's how I know. What's the next question?
When did you realize that your relationship was going down?
I think that most unhealthy relationships reveal themselves after the first 30 days. Because as human beings, and as, you know, conscious, socialized human beings, we don't really show our whole deck to another person, you know? We show judgment in the parts of ourselves that we choose to, what do I want to say? We show judgment in the parts of ourselves that we choose to show one another. And so usually after 30 days, it starts to all hang out. And that's when you notice if a relationship is going to be healthy or unhealthy. Lying starts, I think, is the first thing that shows me that a relationship is getting unhealthy. When people are lying, or when I'm afraid to tell somebody what I've been doing or what I think. That's another one. Another indicator that my relationship is going downhill, or that it's looking kind of bad, is usually I'm making the other person accountable for the way that I feel. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, if only you would just act this way, I would feel good about myself, and I would feel good about my relationship, and then I could be happy. Or the other person is doing that. At that point, I know that the relationship is unhealthy. Because nobody can be responsible for the way that I feel. Nobody can control my feelings and make me feel things. Like, I either take the actions that I need to feel good in my life, or I don't. And everything else just kind of happens, and that's beyond my control.
What could you have done?
What can I do if I'm in an unhealthy relationship to make it healthy? I don't know. I know what I can't do, and that's I can't control the other person. I can't make another person do what I want, say what I want, act how I want them to act, engage in the relationship in the way that I want them. I can only control myself, and so I can try to take steps to be a healthier, happier person by being honest with my partner, by giving them the space that they need. by being an independent person and pursuing my own goals, by being emotionally supportive. And I can do all those things myself, but if that other person is not able to do those things or they're not willing, the relationship is still going to falter. Because you need both halves cooperating in order to make a whole. So as far as what can I do? Well, I can change my behavior and then see if that helps. Can I change somebody else's? It's never gonna happen.
Okay then.
That's it. That's all she wrote. I hope that made sense.
Yeah. Anything else to say for them?
No. Oh, okay, I have a joke. Alright. I gotta remember it really quick. Hold on. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Why?
Because 7, 8, 9! Isn't that the best?
See you guys next week, and you guys might be seeing more of